What is up, YouTube? And today I have another video for you guys that I think you guys are going to enjoy. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen a lot of YouTubers make cinematic edits, and they have a very blue and orangey effect. This is otherwise known as color grading. But you also see this in pictures as well, like I showed you guys in the Sam Colder effect. A lot of big photographers use that blue and orangey tint, split toning, and I want to show you guys how to achieve cinematic photo in Photoshop and Lightroom. I'm going to use both programs so you guys can see more into it. You're going to see a couple techniques that I use to create a cinematic look. I do this in videos a lot. You'll see if I ever make an edit on this channel that I do it that way. And yeah, so let's get into the video, and I'm going to show you guys how to create the cinematic photo. So let's get to it. Sweet guys, so we're here inside Lightroom. Here's a picture of me pretending to model. Just took this picture for educational purposes so we could do something in Lightroom, so I could show you guys how to do something. So how to make that cinematic look for all your photos. You guys see a lot of people posting really awesome cinematic video, and I want to show you guys how to achieve that with a photo, because it's pretty much the same concept, and we're going to go through the same things without using any plugins. So inside Lightroom, you're in your develop module, and you have your picture here. It's obviously shot on my wide angle. It's ISO 640 at 10 millimeters at f5.6 at 1/80th of a second. So let's get to it. So the image of the overall image kind of looks very orangey and yellowish, probably because of the fence being actually orange. So what I'm going to do is I want to play with the color temperature of my image, and I want to find a nice color. I don't want it to be too orange, but I don't want it to be too blue. So you see here it kind of washes the colors away. So let's adjust that a little bit, come down a little. You can use your up and down arrow keys when you're over the slider, and it will adjust it for you in increments of 50. So yeah, so I like that. And then go into the tint. I want to stay away from the purple, and I want to go more green. Now, I don't like that, and I like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to start messing with our tone sliders, and I want to drop the exposure a little bit because it is too bright, not too much. And I want to boost the highlights, and I want to crush my shadows. Not too much, but enough. I bump up the whites since we bumped up the highlights, and we're going to bump up our blacks a tiny bit, probably about 5. Now with this image, when you have a model, if you're doing this with a portrait, I would stay away from putting any bit of clarity into the photo. Excuse me. I would put negative amount of clarity. I kind of stay around, I like to put about -10. There we go. There is a lot of colors in this image, as you guys see. I got red, blacks, grays, greens. Leaves are orange. My hat's green. So what we're going to do is I like to drop the vibrance down. As you guys learned in my earlier videos, the difference between vibrance and saturation. And I'm going to bump up the saturation to get a nice image. So overall, I like this for now. We may come back to it, and we're going to go down to the tone curve. So in all my photos, I like to crush my blacks over here. That's not what I wanted to do. It won't let me select it. And I want to crush it till it kind of has that fadey look. Not too much. And I want to drop this over here. Add my 3 points on the graph. And add it to where it is. I'm going to bump it up. Let me just play. This is all preference, and it all depends on the image. So each images are going to be different. Some are going to be brighter, some are going to be darker, and that's that. So now coming down to the hue, saturation, and luminance tab, I'm not going to mess with the hues. Actually, I may mess with the oranges and the hues. I'm not too crazy about this fence. No, you know what? I'm going to keep it there. I'm just going to adjust the saturation on it. So in my saturation, what I like to do is I like to crush the greens and the aquas. Just bring it down, bring it down. And if you're not seeing any change, remember you could click this and you could drag over here and you'll see where it is. So obviously that's more yellow. I don't really have too much greens here. Very little. So I could crush my yellows. And that'll drop the image. And red is obviously my shirt. I do think it's a little too red, so we're going to drop the saturation down on it. I kind of want to mute it a little bit like that. There we go, sick. And then the orange, not too much, adjust the red again. And the shirt, make it pop. Adjust the luminance on everything. As you guys see, there's the difference, the brightness of the shirt on the reds, and then you could come here and you could do your greens. I'm going to make it a little bright, and then the orange, it's still bothering me. I don't know what it is about this orange, but I'm going to come back here and let's just darken that a little. Okay, I kind of like that. I'm going to take down the highlights on it a little. We're going to crush the shadows a little more. Okay, all right, so I kind of like where that is. Split toning, obviously, we're going to have a bluish highlight and an orangish yellow shadow, and you come over here and you're going to adjust it accordingly. There's already a lot of orange in it, so I'm going to take the shadows down a lot, and I'm going to put a lot of blue into the photo. Not that much, obviously, but we'll say around 11. Sharpening, I always put it about 20, depending on the image. And then noise reduction, it was shot at 640, so we'll put about 10 on that, and everything else the same, right? So here's your image. Now what you could do is you come back up here, now that you got the base of your photo, and you play with it a little bit. And if you want to add some contrast, not that much obviously, but I'm just showing you the difference. And what I want to do to this picture actually is I want to put a little bit of a post-crop vignette just to give it a little more look. And I really don't like this on the left. Like I said, I wasn't trying to take the picture perfect image over here. I'm just trying to that was bothering me. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. So it's Instagram ready. You could come here to aspect, and 4:5 is Instagram's picture size. So what you can do is just come here and bam. We're going to keep that. I'm going to take the whole deck out of the image because I don't really like it too much. But yeah, there you have that. I really like that a lot. I think it's much better. We're going to export this to Photoshop. So right click, edit in Adobe Photoshop CC. And mine's already open. It's just going to open it inside. Now that the image is imported into Photoshop, we're going to do a couple quick adjustments. So let's make sure that the image isn't locked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I want to do a cross-processing on it. You guys could do this by adding 2 layers of the 2 different colors. It just enhances the split toning. I'll show you guys how to do it in 2 seconds right here. Okay, so this is my plugin. This plugin is actually for free online. It's Google actually owns it, and yeah, so you could go online and search Color Effects Pro, or what is it actually called? It's actually called Nick Collection, N-I-K Collection, and I use it for a little more on the post-processing look and retouching only. So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna pick a color I like. I like C04 so far, or LO2. LO2 kind of catches my eyes a little more, so we'll bump that up. All right, so now this is gonna process. It's gonna do multiple renderings, and then we'll come right back to the image as it's done. All right, so as you guys see, the plugin made another layer with the cross-processing on it, obviously off, on, off, on. It added a little more blue to the image, and it kind of toned down the orange in the fence. So now to do the ultra secret cinematic effect to every photo, all you got to do is create a new layer. You're going to take your rectangular marquee tool right here, and you're going to click, and you're going to make a decent sized box. I'd say like that size. And you're going to select your paint bucket, and you're going to make sure your color is on black. What you're going to do is you're going to put 1 black fill in there, and you could duplicate this by hitting Command J or Windows J. And you're going to drag the bottom one down of the image, and you can adjust them, make them a little bigger. It all depends. Sometimes you don't get it right the first try. And you're going to take this black one, make it a little bigger. And now, as you can see, like the top of my head is cut off, and I have plenty of room at the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to take my picture, and we're going to bring it down just till we get the full image. And bring it down a little more. There we go. I like that a lot. And if you want, you take your crop tool. If the image isn't as... I hate people. Why would you do that? And you crop it down. And there you have it. It kind of looks like a clip out of a music video. So obviously you don't do this to every picture. It's just how you get that cinematic look when you see a lot of high rendered videos. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.